late night, they ain't getting no rest. Work so hard, people think I'm obsessed. Cream at the crop, won't settle for no less. Headed to the top, arena so focused. Yeah, gorilla of the jungle, I've been beating on my chest. I learned from the struggle, it was all just a test.
Hey guys, and welcome back. So today I want to do a quick update for one of our positions that we currently have open, that is CoreWeave. So it's been a really great trade so far. We're going to flip over to the chart. Let's see what we're looking at here. We see price currently at $100. So pretty awesome to see this break $100. We entered way back here at $39. So a really good entry. We saw basically this downtrending breakout pattern. We broke out, we held those higher lows, we continued that uptrending price action. Really good holding support through here and eventually breaking out and kind of continuing this uptrend. So we saw we did get a decent little window here to enter, and we really were patient, waited for that trend to establish itself to the upside before we entered. We could also see here, so this is pretty much why we hadn't seen the RSI quite bottom yet, as well as this DMI here. We still saw the bearish trend being the more dominant trend with that orange negative line on top, and same here with the vortex indicator, just confirming that the bearish trend was still intact. So we wait for that trend reversal, we get our confirmation to the upside, we start building our position, and then we hold that position and realize the profits to the upside. So we entered there at about $39 and price is at 100. We're up 155% on this position. I previously booked 80% profit so far. I considered it a risk-free trade. We could have returned up to nearly 200% to the top here, where we got to about 117, just shy of $117. So almost 200% returns in the span of, we entered at 39 over here, right kind of around the end of April. So just over a month, and we made about up to 200% returns. So a really good trade there. This has been an insane move here, big volume coming in, but we do need to talk about protecting our position here because we're in substantial profits. So what I've done, I've taken 80% off the table previously. I'm going to take a little bit more profit off the table, just round it up to that 100% realized profit. I now consider it a completely risk-free position. I'm going to hold the remainder of this position for now. I don't think I'm going to put a stop loss on it. I'm just going to hold this free position. What I'm going to look to is add to this position opportunistically. So what I'm looking at here at the hourly chart, we are starting to see a little bit of selling volume here, and we're seeing our parabolic SAR here just flipping to the upside, which means a little bit of slowdown here on the upwards trend. But we've also seen this a couple times on this upwards trend as well. So right through here and right through here, we also saw it flip on the upside. So we have seen that. We have a couple dots here confirming it. If we flip to the 4 hour, we are still maintaining that trend on the 4 hour. So we could still hold a little bit of momentum to the upside, but it might be a lower high scenario. This was a very quick and swift move, so I wouldn't be surprised to see us come back, retest some of these lower levels. We can see here that on our Fibonacci retracement, a buy order block for the 4 hour chart here is right at that 0.5, almost down to that 618 Fibonacci zone right there. So that would be a good area to target a potential entry into CoreWeave if you don't already have a position, or if you have a position and you've been looking to DCA, it could be an opportunity down here. We also see this upsloping trend line. So I think anywhere in this whole region here, we see a few buy orders stacked. Look to dynamically DCA into CoreWeave, starting at about $75 down to about $50. If we do get an opportunity to revisit kind of that IPO price here, that $40 range, I'm going to really look to take advantage of that. So right now we have booked 100% profits on the position. It's a risk-free trade, and we're going to look to add to that position down here and take advantage of a continuation to the upside. But we always have to recognize this is a really volatile move. It's a really new stock to be trading, so it doesn't have a lot of price action. It doesn't have a lot of support. We've kind of rocketed to the upside. So the same thing can happen when things explode really fast. They can also come down really fast. We see we are quite extended from this moving average here. It looks to be slowing down a little bit. Let's flip to the lower time frame. See, yeah, we do see it's kind of curling over a little bit here. It's not uncommon to come back, retest these moving averages. So we'll still, I expect, at least get at least kind of a 10-15% retracement would not be out of the ordinary, and we should be prepared for it. But the buying pressure is still outweighing the selling pressure for now, which is looking good. Excuse me. In terms of the RSI, we're trending down here. We did get rejected. This was that bearish divergence, so a slowdown of the upwards trend. We can also see that here in the vortex indicator coming down a little bit, as well as it breaking below the ADX line on the DMI and continuing a little bit lower, and the MACD also breaking below the moving average here. So a little bit of a bearish setup here on the hourly. Also running out of steam here on the 4-hourly. So we see the vortex indicator coming down. We see the DMI losing a little bit of momentum here. The bearish pressure kind of picking up a little bit. MACD kind of topping here. RSI with that already confirmed bearish cross and some decent selling pressure here. So look, really, we also have this VRVP point of control. This is the area you're going to want to potentially look to build a position in CoreWeave. That's where I'm going to be dynamically DCAing. So right in this zone here, mark it green, and we'll make it a little bit less. So like right in there, it's going to be where I'm going to continue building my position. I think CoreWeave is going to be a big player in the future when it comes to GPU providers for AI hyperscalers. So I do want to really take advantage of the early opportunities to get into this name. They have partnerships with some of the biggest names in the industry, like OpenAI, Meta, and Microsoft, as well as NVIDIA, Dell, as well as IBM. And I did previously talk about their almost $30 billion in backlogged revenue for GPU hours. So a lot of demand for this. I expect it to continue going forward, and I expect CoreWeave to continue with their run, but not without little pullbacks. So we need to be prepared. We're not going to be scared by those. This is a risk-free position for now. We're going to look to build it as time goes on, and I do think this could be a really good bet for the coming years. So going to look to opportunistically continue building this position. For now, it's risk-free, and it has been a great trade. If you are in it, it would make sense to protect your profits, or at least have a stop loss. It's a very low time frame support right now, so we could break to the downside. So if you're up over 100 to 200%, it is a decent time. Take some of those profits off the table, pay yourself, and then look to either reinvest it at a lower price, or we'll find another opportunity elsewhere in the market to reinvest that money. But what we can also see is we're stuck under this little VRVP point of control on the hourly, and price breaking just below these lows right now. So something we could see, price coming back within this buy order zone coming up here. And then if we see a sign of rejection, like I said, we could be due to retrace some of these lower targets here. And I wouldn't be surprised, just because of how volatile this has been. It's really kind of outperformed the SPY. Let's take a look at that comparison really quick. So looking at the SPY compared to CoreWeave right now, we see just this massive outperformance, up 80% versus the SPY up 3% kind of in the last few days here. And if we zoom out even more, yeah, look at that, guys. So pretty much a really good trade. This is a very good buy in this market here. I'm pretty happy to have caught it, got it at a better price than what NVIDIA and OpenAI paid for per share, and I'm super happy with it. Let's look to build this position. It's going to be a big player continued in the space. So yeah, keep our eyes on this one and get ready. If we come back here, look to add to that position, and then we'll continue riding it to the upside. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.